Coach, what do you think of Klay's debut?
He was good. Had some great looks. I thought he did a great job in the 16 minutes or 18 minutes that he played. I thought he got some great looks and he got going there behind the arc.
Pick and pop seemed to be a kind of a trend tonight. Will that be something we see moving forward quite a bit, or?
Yeah, I think it's just the guys getting used to playing with Klay, not Kai, but Klay, and then just understanding that's something that he's done his whole career. And for his movement, I thought his movement was a positive. And so I think for the first game, it was really good.
Obviously, a lot to take away from this game. But looking at what Omax did, stepped into the starting lineup, had a double-double, 10 rebounds, 10 points. Just what did you see from him overall?
Yeah, he was good. He's getting, I think when you talk about Hardy and Omax, they're getting a lot of minutes to be evaluated. And he did a good job at starting. Again, as you mentioned, he had a double-double. And so, it's a positive for him to be able to build on.
Kyrie seemed like he's in midseason form tonight. What did you think of his performance and how he came out tonight?
Yeah, it was with purpose. He does things with purpose, and I think he let everybody know he's ready to go.
Unit.
In this short amount of time, he was Kai. But you can tell that everything's with a purpose and one goal in mind, and that's to win.
That bench unit did very well. Talk about Gortman. He was really.
Yeah, that group played hard, and that group played well in the Memphis game. But I think when you talk about Jazz and what he's doing on the ball, he is guarding the ball. He is setting the tone and also getting us organized offensively. But he sets the tone defensively by picking the ball up, and he's done an incredible job here in the two games and the opportunity that he's been given. And so we'll see how he does during practice. But he'll get another crack at it on Monday against the Clippers. But I like the way that he's playing and the things that he's doing on both ends.
His release is probably a little quicker than most. How much of a difference is that for you guys and give you a different weapon in that respect?
Yeah, I think Klay's a weapon. No matter how fast he gets it or how closely guarded he is, he's able to get his shot, and he's done that his whole career. So I think for him tonight, there's a lot of positives. He has some great looks that we all think that he's capable of making. But he just never rushes. He never, forces anything. He probably turned down some shots that we would encourage for him to take, but we trust that he's making the right decision if he does turn it down to get something better.
There was one play where he, came downhill and found Lively, I think off a DHO action. What's the value of just having smart players who can make those reads, everywhere on the court?
It makes the game simple. It puts you in a position to win, and hopefully that gives the smarter you are and the smarter players you have on the floor, that gives you a chance to win a championship. And so hopefully having Klay out there, not just to be able to score or cause a problem, but also to play make. He's a willing playmaker, and he's going to have plenty of chances to play making. You could see that with D-Live. He looked someone off to throw it to D-Live, which was really nice.
Coach, when observing Klay Thompson's game, one of the biggest things that people are going to talk about is his shooting. He made 3 threes, but what did you think of his defensive performance? He guarded Clarkson on a possession, then Keontae, and then Lauri Markkanen.
He's going to guard everybody. Just understanding the schemes. Right now they're very simple, and there's no trickery to this. We're just trying to keep everybody in front and stay healthy. But I thought Klay did a really good job of guarding, and he's one that was a two-way, he's a two-way player. He can defend, and he takes pride in that. He takes pride in the game of basketball, being able to play both ends, and we're going to need that from him this year.
Coach, just going back to Omax, at the end of last season, y'all said he's a player that could be fighting for rotation minutes. What do you look for him just to continue that growth, to show that he's taking the next step?
Yeah, you look at Hardy. Hardy's the blueprint of being patient. Omax has a couple people in front of him, so he has to continue to keep working, and from what the coaches are asking him to do. And so he's doing that, and he just has to continue to take advantage of his time on the floor. But if we're healthy, he's got too many people in front of him. that's just a fact. There's no fantasy to that. He just has to be patient, just like Hardy.
Gafford had a pretty big impact off the bench. He's talked about gaining 20 pounds in the offseason.
Yeah.
How'd you see that benefit him, especially going against two guys like Mark?
Yeah, well, we got our ass kicked on the boards by those two, so we're going to need that strength and that bulk. But looking at what he did for us throughout last season and the beginning of this preseason, we need that defensive mindset, that offensive mindset of what he was doing, rolling and giving us second or third opportunities. And I think you saw that, tonight. But again, Gaff is playing at a high level, and that's the beauty of having two centers that can start or can come off the bench, and they're both competing for a starting center position.
Coach, last season it seemed like the ball was sticking with the group because you got two high-level players, two quarterbacks, as you called them before. Tonight in the first half, it seemed like the ball was moving. It was humming around the court, but Luka was out. Do you plan on trying to stay with that same thought process of keeping that ball moving when Luka comes back? Is that a point of emphasis for you?
No, that ball's going to stick with Luka. He's one of the best players in the world. We trust that what he's going to do with the ball is going to be successful. But I understand your point and your question about movement, and we look to move players. We'll move Luka. Again, for us to have the group, you talk about Klay and Kai out there, we never had that. And so to be able to ask Luka to move, we can move Luka around the chessboard and put him in the post, try to make the game easier where he doesn't have to expend, all that energy fighting to bring the ball up, running pick and roll. But also Luka is one of the best players in the world, and he's shown that he can carry that load. And so there's going to be times that we do move around and there is flow, and there's going to be times if, I guess what you say, the ball's sticking, the ball will stick with Kai and Luka. And we trust that our quarterbacks are going to make a decision because they're that talented. Luka's that talented that he can score, he can pass. And so if he doesn't have the ball, we trust that Kai or Klay, who, our new quarterbacks, will have that opportunity to be able to play make. But we do want to move the pieces around because once you sit down and you see that fastball over and over, teams can adjust and slow you down. So hopefully we can move the pieces, and that being Luka too, he'll move to benefit the team and himself.
Being halfway through the preseason now, how concerned are you and how eager do you want to get that projected starting five for your group out there before the regular season begins on October 24th?
Yeah, I'm only going to play the cards that I'm dealt that are cleared to play. And so we have to prepare if Luka, Maxey, PJ, whoever else is hurt. There's a lot of them that maybe don't play opening night. And so we have to be prepared for that. And that's what we're looking at right now is, who can handle the backup point guard if Spencer has to start, or, understanding can we start someone else where Spencer comes off the bench. And so we'll look at different lineups here. We have 2 games left, one in LA and one at home, just to see and be prepared, if some of the guys that are hurt can't go, on the 24th.
No, it wasn't the outcome y'all wanted. But you had a double-double, 2 points and rebounds. What are you seeing in these 2 preseason games as far as your development and how you approach the game?
For me personally, just the game is starting to slow down a little bit. But first and foremost, I'm just trying to hone in on the things I can control, and it start with my effort. How I play out there, my hustle plays, and then just crashing the glass every time, trying to make it easier for my teammates when I'm out there, whether it's defensively, the way I play, or just rebounding, crashing, all those little things to give my teams, extra possessions. So, that's what I'll be asked to do this year, to help this team. So just trying to build from this game by game. That's what I've been doing.
Use Jaden as an example of just waiting your turn and taking advantage of it.
Yeah.
How does that play out for you, like in real time?
Yeah, that's what it is. It's where, preparation means the opportunity. I've prepared all summer. I've worked my tail off, and now it's just about doing the things that, I need to do to help this team. That the main goal is win a championship. And whatever I can come in and plug in and help this team in any way, I'm willing to do that for this team. So, yeah.
Was it sharing the floor with Klay Thompson for the first time in a game?
You say that again?
The floor with Klay
Oh,
Thompson.
yeah. Great, man. Klay, I mean, shoot, one of the best three-point shooters of all time, but just, being part of his legacy and sharing the floor with a player like him, it's great. So, I'll share with him in practice, but not in a real game. It's awesome. And, we're glad to have him on the team, and he's going to find his rhythm, and he's going to be great for us. So I'm excited.
How was it having Kyrie back tonight?
Oh, great. I mean, playing with Kai is so easy. Like, he makes our life so easy. He knows where to be, on offense, and, he finds us shots. But, just playing with him, just his IQ of the game is so high. It makes our lives easier when we're out there. So it's great to have him back.
What has Klay been like from a leadership standpoint? What are some things that he's kind of taught you or shown you that probably helped your game?
Yeah. Honestly, just from seeing him work out, like his approach, like the intentionality of everything he does, like from his routine, like every time he comes in the gym, like his routine, like his shot prep every morning, like when he does before a workout and after a workout with his shooting, like all those little things, like you could see why, he's a multiple-time champion, like 4-time champion, like he's consistently been doing the same thing year by year, and then you could see why he's one of the best shooters. But just his consistency, his intentionality with every little thing, like that goes a long way. And I could just learn from him by just watching him. So yeah.
From last year to tonight, what areas of your game would you say has shown development or has grown the most?
Yeah, I think just my understanding of the NBA game. Just how can I be effective out there, whether it's like, seeing the game, better when I'm on defense, being proactive instead of reactive defensively. I got a lot stronger, so being able to, get in the paint, get fouled better, grabbing more rebounds, all those little things. And then just really, honestly, like I said, the first thing I said, like the game is slowing down for me. So when I'm on offense, like I could see things before they happen, making the right read, making the right pass, and those little things go a long way. So I would say that.
Max, when reflecting on 2 positive back-to-back good games for you, you've talked about the things that you think you've done great, but what would you say are some things that you think you can work on to consistently make an impact in the rotation?
Yeah, just continue to play without fouling, finding ways to, still guard, but, not pick up some cheap fouls. Had a couple turnovers today, just cleaned that up, keeping my head up, making the right plays, and then honestly just keep taking the right shots. The shot's going to fall, taking the right shots, take the open ones, and, keep building on that. But, yeah, that's what I would say.
With you being a physical defender, what would you say is the biggest challenge because you're a physical defender,
Yeah.
you got to do without guarding. What would you say is the biggest challenge in that and like the key to defending without fouling?
Yeah, you got to find a balance. You got to find a balance between physicality and not, overdoing it where you're getting called for a bunch of fouls. But honestly, the first thing is just guard with your chest. Try not to reach in. When somebody drives to the rim, try not to reach in. Just try to keep your chest, try to keep your arms up. But you just got to figure out the way the game is going. Like sometimes it can be a little more physical, bump a little more, but you just got to make sure okay, depending on who you're playing, who you're guarding, are they guys that like to draw fouls or they're not? Just knowing the personnel, those little things go a long way, but really using your chest, staying strong with your lower body and just keeping your hands up most of the time. All right. Appreciate y'all. Thank you.